Bo Drinkard asked on Facebook for a recap of the latest FAA rules and regulations for new drone owners, since I know there are many of you after Black Friday and Christmas time. He said, I know a lot of folks, including myself, are expecting one for Christmas and are wondering what is required. Should I do the FAA 333 exemption or 107 or whatever? Do I have to give notice to airports, etc.? All right, so I just wanted to give a very quick recap. There's obviously tons more you should go and read on the FAA website. But this is it, just in a couple sentences. If you're just getting started in drone, this is what you need to know in the United States. Is if you're using it for personal use, when you pull the drone out of the package, you're going to need to go register the drone. Anything over, I can't remember, is it half a pound? I think it's anything over a half a pound that you have to, somebody's going to correct me in the chat, I'm sure. Anything over half a pound you have to register. And so you go do the registration, very simple. It's free to just register that drone, that it has its unique number and it's registered to you, so that when somebody finds that it murdered 3 people when you crashed it in a concert, the FAA knows who to go for. I think that's really what this is about. So we gotta register that drone. And then the next piece is, are you going to use this personally or commercially? Any commercial use, the FAA has been pretty strict on this. Any commercial use, even showing it on a page that's ad supported where you're making money from the ads, is going to be commercial use. And so you need to do the FAA 107, the Part 107 test. You just go to the FAA website and they'll walk you through it. You go sign up for the test. You'll have to go somewhere in your city. There will be lots of testing places that you can go do it. You go take the test. For me, I spent about 2 hours cramming for it. I was literally listening to YouTube videos while I was driving there to the test. It costs $150 to register to take the test. And it was harder than I expected. I passed, but barely, and I probably shouldn't have. As I learned too late, it's a lot more complicated than I had expected. The thing is, you need to know how to read those aeronautical charts that a pilot would learn how to use, so that you know what class of airspace this is. Is this Class C airspace? How far are we from the airport? All those kind of things. You're going to need to learn how to do that. Or if there's an advisory in a certain area, like if there's a wildfire and they're flying helicopters, as soon as they see a drone, they land the firefighters' helicopters, and they can't fight the fire anymore. So you need to know how to check for that kind of thing to make sure you're not going to get in trouble and you're not going to cause any harm. So there are a lot of classes online that you can pay for this. There's also a lot of great YouTube content. I don't know. I think for most people, if you do okay on tests generally, just watch a bunch of YouTube videos and go through it and you'll be all right. Okay, so that's the first thing. So if you're going to use it commercially, that's what you need. Go do the Part 107 test. You don't need to worry about the 333 exemption anymore. It still exists, but it's basically gone. It's the Part 107 exam that you need to do. But that's just for commercial. Anybody can just buy it and fly it personally. Now, if you're going to fly it personally, you don't have any commercial aspirations for this, these are a couple things that you should recognize. Just don't go anywhere near the airport, not even close. Stay 3 miles away from an airport, just to be on the safe side. Don't fly near, don't ever fly over people. That's a big one. It's really dangerous. If you've flown these drones, you have crashed a drone. Everybody who owns one has crashed it. Either you have crashed or you will. And, when you're over a person and you have 4 rotors spinning at 2,000 RPM, you don't want it to hit somebody's head. So, be respectful of the safety of others and don't fly over other people. And then stay under 500 feet. And you can't fly over clouds. You can't go, get in the mountains and then you fly through the clouds or anything. You can't fly over clouds. Those are the basic rules. As long as you follow that, you really should be fine. So did I convince you? It's not so scary anymore to fly drones in the U.S. anymore. Is this putting you guys one step closer to the buy button here?
I mean, it does sound easier than what it used to be. Now that it's not a bunch of red tape and only a little bit of red tape to get through, it is a bit more incentivizing for me. At the same time, I'm mostly a portrait photographer. I can't really
Right.
see too many
Hey,
reasons
you
that I
could
could
take some
justify.
really nice scalp perspectives with this.
I mean, Nick has actually done some really cool portrait work with his drone. I still don't know if I could justify it though. It's a really big toy to me, and if I had enough money that I could just throw it away towards toys, then absolutely. But for my workflow, I think it's going to be at least another year before I get a drone for myself.
Very cool.